Yo, what?
Yo, I have a question.
What's going on?
Dude, do you think I can learn 7 languages?
Are you fucking crazy?
I'm so sick of language learning apps that just don't seem to work, which is why I've set out on a journey to learn 7 languages using science to see what works and what doesn't. My name's Yama, and I'm just the average American. I wasn't born speaking 5 languages like some other countries, I'm too poor to afford tutors or to travel abroad, and even my friends don't seem to want to help me out.
Я пошел домой. Пошел нахуй.
The point is, the techniques I'll be implementing in this series are strategies that anyone can use to learn languages faster. For this first episode, I've decided that I want to test a strategy that a lot of the so-called professionals on YouTube like to use. And that is the comprehensible input approach, which is just fancy talk for less yapping and more listening. Who would have known? I have 3 languages at 3 different levels that I want to learn, and in this episode, I'll be using audio from podcasts, YouTube videos, and movies, and then let you guys know what is effective and what's not. If you've explored any form of language learning on YouTube, you've probably come across this term called the comprehensible input approach. Popularized by my granddad, Stephen Krashen, the theory goes that if you listen to audio that you can kind of understand, but maybe you don't grasp every single word, you will still learn your languages faster. This falls under the umbrella term he calls language acquisition, which he differentiates from language learning by saying that acquisition is what leads to real competence and eventually fluency. According to this nerd, following his guidelines can increase the rate at which you learn languages up to 5 times. I don't know, man. Seems a little too good to be true.
If you want your son to learn 7 languages, send him 2-3 years comprehensible input and forget.
3 years?
So yeah, YouTube has always been my favorite way to just consume content and get language exposure without actually having to travel to another country. Oh yeah, here's a quick pro tip. So there's this option on YouTube where you can create multiple accounts. So over here, I have a Spanish, Russian, French, Chinese, and then a chess one. This is all under one channel. It's just to differentiate which videos I can see on my feed. So here on my Spanish channel, I just have a bunch of videos in Spanish that it recommends me. My feed is just kind of cooked. I have a salsa tutorial, and then a bunch of random videos from Spanish with Nate, who's the GOAT, by the way. This guy eating hot dogs in Chile or something, and then some AI generated ones. I kind of want to watch this one about TikTok, something, blah blah blah. So I'm gonna go watch that real quick. So it's clear that listening can significantly increase how fast you learn the language. But how can we make input even more effective? Well, a study done in 2017 on adults who were learning Spanish found that comprehension rose by about 14% after the participants re-listened to the same dialogue. And after re-listening to the same audio for a 3rd time, comprehension increased by about 9.3%. So what does this tell us? Well, not only is input very important for improving your language learning ability, but re-listening to the same audio 2, even 3 times can significantly increase the rate at which you learn languages. Putting this into practice, it can be very useful to rewatch your favorite YouTube videos, movies, TV shows, etc., even if you've already seen them before. Here are some of my favorite YouTube channels that I use to personally improve my Russian, French, and Spanish. Don't be afraid to pause the video here. Yama, not everyone has time to sit around and watch movies all day. That's a fair point, and thank you for bringing that up. Let's say you're actually employed and don't have time to sit around and watch movies all day. What can you do? A great alternative is actually podcasts and music, which you can do when you're commuting, working out, going to the grocery store, gooning, whatever it is.
Сейчас я потерялся где-то в лесу. Не знаю, уже как час уже гуляю. Но я подумал, что пока я здесь, давай я послушаю чуть-чуть подкаста, может быть даже и музыки на испанском или на французском, чтобы чуть-чуть подточить. Давай я сейчас прогуляюсь и сообщу, как пройдет. Давай, пойдем со мной. It's been like an hour and I'm still lost. It's great. I don't think the podcasts are helping. I think it's just my pessimistic side that's getting the best of me. I'm just gonna keep walking though. It's gotta lead somewhere, right?
The Fitness Gram Pacer test is a
I know podcasts aren't for everyone, even me. I personally don't love them, even though I listen to them a lot and I have a love-hate relationship with them. You can't deny that they're not an easy way to increase the amount of language input you're receiving throughout the day. Because what really matters at the end is volume.
I don't know if you can see, but all my pants and clothes are fucking dirty now. That's the price of being monkey. It's kind of funny, like, I think everybody has like that one unemployed friend. It would be like a random Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. and then they'll be like, I'm at the tip of the Alaskan border with...
I am on a remote island on the edge of the Gulf of Alaska.
You know, like they're just like gone somewhere. I think I'm that friend. What was supposed to take like 1 hour as a side quest ended up being about 3 hours. But you know what? I kind of liked it. That was fun. I'm gonna do that more now. All right. I got a shower with my name on it now.
Although I personally wouldn't say that listening is as effective as listening and watching content, I still think that listening is a great way to AFK farm language learning. And science seems to back up the fact that podcasts can be great for learning languages. A study done on 49 college students found that those who listen to podcasts for even just 1 hour per week in another language saw significant improvements in their skills by the end of the year. And it wasn't just their listening skills that increased, but also their pronunciation of the language.
Just listen to a podcast for about like 20-30 minutes. I don't know, I kind of lost track there. But I think the main takeaway there is that I think I just don't like podcasts, if I'm being honest. I think it's because I doom scroll too much. My attention span is kind of cooked. And so what ends up happening with podcasts is I just like zone out, and like every 2 seconds I'm just like thinking about something else. Oh, what am I gonna cook for dinner? Or like, what am I gonna go and do after this? Essentially, podcasts are kind of difficult for me. I think I just suck at listening. If it works for you, it works for you, but I would get a lot more benefit from watching a video for 15 minutes than I would from a 30-minute podcast.
Shiro, what is the technique that's coming out?
Я не понимаю по-английски, вообще не понимаю.
That's incredible. I cannot believe that he has brought this form here today. Shiro, who's your inspiration in bowling?
Вообще не понимаю по-английски.
So the conclusion that I'm drawing from this video is that listening is in fact incredible at increasing your ability to learn languages. Content in other languages is readily apparent all over the internet, which is why I would highly recommend that you increase the amount of content you consume via listening and input. In the next episode of this series, I'll be testing out if gooning is an effective way backed by science to learn languages. But all jokes aside, the actual best way for learning a language is actually by